जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी।
जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी।
गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवराधारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन। यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी।
यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी।
जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन। यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी।
यमुना तीरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvisheshe Shunyavadi Paschati Deshadharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all. Today we are going to discuss the second part of the third chapter of the first canto. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. In the last session, we have discussed 13 incarnations of the Lord, beginning from 4 Kumaras, first incarnation, second Varaha, third incarnation, Narada, fourth Naranarayana, fifth Kapila, sixth Dattatreya, seventh Yajna, eighth Lord Rishabhadeva, ninth Prithu Maharaj, 10th fish, 11th Kurmavatara, 12th Dhanvantri, 13th Mohini Murti. So we discussed this 13 incarnation in the previous session. The next 9 incarnations we will discuss now. I'll try to complete this chapter today. Lord appeared as 14th incarnation as Narasimha Deva in order to protect his son, protect his devotee Prahlad Maharaj, and kill demon Hiranyakashipu by tearing apart his body with his nails. Why did Lord appear to kill Hiranyakashipu? What did he do? What Hiranyakashipu did for which Lord appeared to kill him? Hiranyakashipu wanted to become the king of the entire universe. You want to become free from death. You want to become free from disease. Amara. You want to become immortal. This was his goal. Therefore, he went to Mantra mountain, performed tapasya, very severe tapasya for 100 years of demigods. How? By standing on his toe, raising his hand, looking at the sky for 100 years of demigods. Due to severe tapasya, fire started generating from his body. It started affecting the higher planetary systems. Even demigods felt very uneasy to be in their abode. Understanding the danger, all the demigods approached Lord Brahma and requested Lord Brahma to stop this austerity of Hiranyakashipu. Lord Brahma and other demigods, rishis, came to the place where Hiranyakashipu was performing severe tapasya. First, Brahma could not see Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu's body was covered by anthill because he was performing for long time, and in fact his body was eaten by ants. His flesh, blood, marrows, everything. Only skeleton was left. Then Hiranyakashipu, so Lord Brahma located, then said, my dear son of Kashyapa, please get up. I am pleased with your severe tapasya. Now please ask me what benediction you want. I am ready to give the benediction that you ask. Hiranyakashipu saw Lord Brahma in front of him. He offered his obeisances to Lord Brahma and he started asking many benedictions. First of all, he wanted to become immortal. Lord Brahma said, I'm sorry, except this, you can ask any benedictions. Then Hiranyakashipu asked many benedictions. My dear Lord, I may not be killed by any living creatures created by you. I may not be killed by either demons or demigods. I may not be killed by any animals. I may not be killed by any weapons. I may not die either inside the house or outside the house. I may not be killed on the earth or in the air. So like that, Hiranyakashipu started asking many benedictions from Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma said, okay, take, yes. He gave all the benedictions asked by Hiranyakashipu. He wanted to become very powerful. He gave that benedictions also. He wanted to get all the mystic perfection, like Anima, Lahima, Mahima, all the 8 kind of mystic Siddhic perfections. Lord Brahma awarded everything. After awarding everything, Lord Brahma went to Sabod. Hiranyakashipu got nice lustrous body. After that, he went and attacked all the 3 planetary systems and brought all the planets under his control. Even Indra, Chandra, all the demigods, Siddhas, Charanas, Vidyadharas, Gandharvas, everyone had to serve Hiranyakashipu. Everyone had to bow down to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu would blast demigods for unnecessary things, for even silly things, would ban them. Although Hiranyakashipu achieved all the power, but still he was not happy. Due to the fear of Hiranyakashipu, even Mother Earth started producing so many food grains, varieties of food grains, without even being plowed. Cows started giving milk, so much milk, abundant milk, even without giving birth to calf. Ocean started producing jewels for the pleasure of Hiranyakashipu. In spite of having power to achieve the supreme position and brought everything under his control, still Hiranyakashipu was not at all happy. Why? He remained the servant of his senses. Therefore, he was not at all happy. The many sages, rishis, were unnecessarily tortured by Hiranyakashipu. So all of them went to Lord Vishnu and prayed. All the demigods and rishis prayed to Lord Vishnu to protect them. Lord Vishnu said, yes, I know the activities of Hiranyakashipu. I will stop all the activities. Don't worry, wait for some time. Have patience till then. Hiranyakashipu had 4 sons. Among 4 sons, Prahlad Maharaj was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Right from the childhood, he was not at all attached to any sports. He was absorbed in chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord. Hiranyakashipu sent his son Prahlad to Shanda and Amarka, sons of Shukracharya, to teach Prahlad Maharaj about science of politics and diplomacy. Because as a king, after his lifetime, his son has to become king. A king must know the science of diplomacy and politics. Without that, he cannot rule. Therefore, Hiranyakashipu sent Prahlada to Shanda and Amarka. They are teaching him. After some time, once a year generally, children now will go and meet father. Similarly, during summer vacation, Prahlada came home. Hiranyakashipu was very much pleased to see Prahlad, because he did not see Prahlad for a year. Then he took Prahlad and placed him on his lap and started fondling, started caressing him, started kissing him, because naturally father loves his child, small 5-year-old boy, and started asking, my dear son Prahlada, last 1 year You must have studied a lot of things from your teachers. Please let me know what's the best thing that you learned from your teachers. Prahlad Maharaj started saying, Shavanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Mandaram Dasam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. He started glorifying Lord Vishnu, chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord is the highest activity. That's the best thing that I learned. After hearing this, he became very angry. Immediately called Shantam and Ambarka and blasted them. You rascals, I send my son to you to teach him the science of politics and diplomacy. Rather, you spoiled him by teaching about Vishnu Bhakti. He became very angry. And Shanta and Ambarka told, O king, don't get angry at us. We are Brahmanas. It's not good for you to get angry unnecessarily at us. We have not taught all these things to your son. He learnt on his own. After hearing from Shanta and Amarka, Hiranyakashipu looked at his son. My dear Prahlad, your teachers are saying that they did not teach you about Vishnu Bhakti. Where did you learn Vishnu Bhakti? Then Prahlad Maharaj started reciting verses. Matirna Krishna Partho Sutova Mito Bibadyede Grivaritana Adanda Gopir Vishatam Tamasram Puna Punach Sarvada Charvanana. Prahlad Maharaj said, those who are uncontrolled in senses, those who enjoy the senses without any control, such kind of people make progress towards hellish planet, make rapid progress towards hellish planets. Such kind of people cannot understand about Vishnu Bhakti, either by their own intelligence or by the instruction of others or by the combination of both. Those who are addicted to sense gratification, they cannot understand the goal of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. How one can understand? Simply by following the pure devotees who are free from all contaminations. Prahlad Maharaj says, Naishamatis tavat urukramangrim sparshati anartho apagama yadartha mahiyasam pada rajobhishekam nishkinchanam na vrinita yavat. Unless one smear his entire body with the dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotees of the Lord, one cannot understand about Vishnu Bhakti. One cannot be attached to Urukrama. Without being engaged in the service of the Lord, without taking shelter of the Lord, one cannot go back home, back to Godhead. In other words, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, one can understand about the glories of the Lord only by hearing from the pure devotees, by following the pure devotees, by serving the pure devotees. After hearing this, Hiranyakashipu became very angry. He threw Prahlad Maharaja immediately from his lap and told his assistant, kill this rascal by any means. Take him. I don't want to see him. Kill him. So Hiranyakashipu was very angry and told all his people to kill Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj was taken. First he was administered poison. Then he was put in the snake pit. He was put in the fire. He was put underneath the leg of an elephant. And he was thrown from the cliff of the mountain. Many ways, Hiranyakashipu people tried to kill Prahlad Maharaj. But Prahlad Maharaj was undisturbed, undaunted, remained calm. Simply he remembered the Lord. Simply he was chanting the glories of the Lord. He was protected by Lord. Hiranyakashipu was very much upset. Entire planet, all the demigods are afraid of me. But this boy, 5-year-old boy, is not afraid of me. I tried all means to kill him, but I could not kill him. In other words, Prahlad Maharaja was a source of anxiety for Hiranyakashipu. He could not sleep. I think he has got some superior power. simply by raising my eyebrows, all the demigods would run away out of fear. But after all, this 5-year-old boy is not afraid of me at all. He was filled with anxiety. Then Shanta and Ambarka came to Hiranyakashipu. O king, you need not worry about Prahlad Maharaj. After all, he is a 5-year-old boy. Without anyone's assistance, you conquered all the planets. You brought all the demigods under your control. But Prahlad should not be the source of your anxiety. Anyway, you give one more chance. Let us try our best to teach your son the science of politics and diplomacy. Okay, let me see. Then Shanta and America brought Prahlad Maharaja to their school. They were teaching him. Whenever the teachers would go out for tea break or lunch break, at the time, Prahlad Maharaj would get up and would preach about Krishna consciousness to all the children. Would sing the glories of the Lord. And the children started singing the glories of the Lord. So one day, all the people are singing and dancing. The teacher came all of a sudden. They were shocked to see all the children were absorbed in chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord. And they thought, this Prahlada spoiled all the children who are innocent. If we keep him further, danger for us. So they took Prahlad Maharaj, went to Hiranyakashipu and explained everything to Hiranyakashipu, that your son spoiled all the children in our school. Everyone has become devotee of Lord Vishnu. We don't want your son anymore in our school. You keep your son with you. Then they went. Hiranyakashipu, after hearing this, became very angry. Was ready to kill his own son. You rascal! Vishnu killed my own brother, your uncle. Now you are devotee of my enemy. I am the supreme. Vishnu is not the supreme. So Prahlad Maharaja fell down at the feet of Hiranyakashipu and said, my dear father, please give up your attitude, wrong attitude. Please surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Give up your envious attitude toward Lord Vishnu. Please surrender to Lord Vishnu. You are not the supreme personality of God. Lord Vishnu is the supreme personality of God. The more he glorified Lord, the more Hiranyakashipu became very angry. Now I am going to kill you. Let me see your Lord Vishnu protects you. Where is your Lord Vishnu? Prahlad Maharaj said, Lord Vishnu is everywhere. Everywhere? Is he there in the pillar also? Of course, he is there in the pillar. Let me see first. Let me kill him first. Then I will kill you later. Then he went and started hitting the pillar. The moment it hit the pillar broke into 2 pieces and Lord Narasimhadeva appeared from the pillar. And there was a fight between Hiranyakashipu and Narasimhadeva. Narasimhadeva at last killed Hiranyakashipu by keeping all the benediction given by Lord Brahma intact. Whatever benedictions Lord Brahma gave to Hiranyakashipu, keeping all the benediction intact, Lord Narasimha killed Hiranyakashipu and he protected Prahlad. The next is 15th incarnation. Lord appeared as Vamanadeva, dwarf incarnation. Although at heart Vamanadeva want to take entire kingdom from Bali Maharaj, nevertheless he begged from Bali Maharaj only 3 paces of land to the measurement of his steps. Why did Vamanadeva go to Bali Maharaj and beg? In the last session we discussed about how the demons and demigods made a truce with the demons to churn the milk ocean to get nectar, and they wanted to share equally the nectar whatever comes by churning the ocean. When Dhanvantri brought the nectar, the demons snatched the nectar from Dhanvantri and ran away. The demigods were very morose because they could not get the nectar. And they were fighting. The demons were fighting. Who will drink first? At that time, Lord appeared as Mohini Murti, 13th incarnation. And Mohini Murti bewildered demons and took the nectar and distributed to only demigods. Because Lord knows that demons are unfit to drink the nectar. Therefore, Lord gave to only demigods. The demons are very upset because they could not get the nectar. Lord gave the nectar and went to his abode. Demons were very upset. Then they want to fight with the demigods. They declared war against the demigods. Bali Maharaj was a commander-in-chief of the demons. And they declared war against demigods. Indra fought with Bali Maharaj, and other principal demigods fought with the principal commander of our leaders of the demons. In the great battle, Indra killed Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj died. But by the grace, demons were defeated. By the grace of Shukracharya, Bali Maharaj was brought back to his life. Once he was brought back to life, he became a devoted disciple of Shukracharya, who Bali Maharaj. He sincerely followed the instruction of his guru Shukracharya. By his mercy, he performed a big sacrifice. While performing, he was doing sacrifice, there was a chariot appeared in the sacrifice. Very powerful chariot. Then Shukracharya blessed Bali Maharaj. His grandfather, Prahlad Maharaj, also blessed Bali Maharaj. Now Bali Maharaj became very powerful by the blessings of Brahmanas, by the blessings of his grandfather, become very powerful. Now he want to attack demigods. He went to the outskirts of the city of Indrapuri, Amaravati, capital city of Indradeva, Amaravati. Then he started blowing conch shell very loudly. It shattered demigods. This news reached demigods that Bali is attacking the city of demigods. Indradeva went to his spiritual master Brihaspati and asked, where did Bali got so much strength? Where did Bali get so much strength? Looks like unconquerable. What to do? He took advice from Brihaspati. Brihaspati said, my dear Indra, due to the blessings of Brahmanas and his spiritual master Brihaspati, demons became very powerful. No, it's not good for you to fight with demons. Even if you fight, you will lose. It's better you escape, disappear from your planet, become invisible. After hearing from Brihaspati, all the demigods became invisible. They left the Indraloka. Bali Maharaj entered the kingdom and occupied the kingdom of Indradeva and all other planets. When Aditi could not see her sons, Aditi's sons are demigods. When Aditi saw all his children were absent, they were not there in the heavenly planet, they all disappeared. She was very upset, very disturbed. The entire heavenly planet was devoid of happiness because none of the demigods are there. When mother sees no sons are there, how she will feel? She was sitting in one corner of the house lamenting. At the time, her husband, Kashyapa, he was performing severe austerity. He was performing meditation. After many years of tapasya, he returned to his home. When he reached home, he saw Everywhere there was vacuum, devoid of happiness, morose, gloomy. Wife is sitting in one corner. He came to wife Aditi and said, "My dear wife Aditi, why are you looking dejected? Why no one is there?" She started explaining how Bali Maharaj came and took away the kingdom. All her children left the heavenly planet. She said, "My dear husband, somehow other, please get back the kingdom of my children. Let my children come back to their abode, reoccupy their post." She was begging. At that time, Kashyapa started giving the philosophy of self-realization. How that this nature is very temporary. The position, power, people, all temporary. Therefore, we should not get attached to the temporary post. Be detached. So he was explaining about the science of self-realization to his wife Aditi. Being a woman, she could not understand this knowledge of the self-realization. She was more attached to her sons, her son's well-being. She said, "I can hear about the science of self-realization later. Now, I want my sons to come back to this place and reoccupy their position. Please tell me something, how they can get back their kingdom." Then Kashyapa understood that she is not in a position to understand the higher principles of life. Then he told, "Only one can achieve the favor of the Lord. By achieving the favor of the Lord, you can get back the kingdom." Then he started explaining how to please the Lord by performing Payovrata ceremony. Aditi exactly followed whatever her husband Kashyapa said. She followed the Payovrata ceremony to please Lord Vishnu. She underwent tapasya. Then Lord Vishnu was pleased by Mother Aditi's tapasya, also by the tapasya of Kashyapa. Lord appeared in front of Aditi and asked, "Please tell me, what can I do for you?" She explained her problems, that how her children lost their post, lost their kingdom. So somehow they should get back their kingdom. Please, you become my son. So Lord agreed to become the son of Aditi and Kashyapa. In due course of time, Lord Vishnu appeared from the womb of Aditi. After he was born, all the rituals were performed, and he was honored by many demigods, many sages, by giving a lot of gift. Then one day, he assumed the form of a dwarf, Brahmana, means Vamana, short form. One day he came to know Bali is performing sacrifice. This Vamana took one umbrella and Kamandalu, wearing deer skin. He went to the sacrificial arena of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj thought he is the son of Brahmana. He washed the feet of the boy, Vamana, and sprinkled the water, Charnamrita, over his head and sprinkled upon the his wife's head. And he asked, "My dear Brahmana, you have come here. I think you have come here to ask some charity. Please ask what you want. I am ready to give anything." The boy, small boy, asked. He started glorifying about Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. They are all very religious, they are very munificent in giving charity. About Bali Maharaj, he explained about all the dynasty, how they are very generous and liberal in giving charity to others. And you appeared in the dynasty. Your forefathers, once they give their word, they will not withdraw from the words. They will not withdraw their promise. You appeared in such kind of family. I don't want anything. After all, I am a Brahmana, small boy. Therefore, I am asking only 3 paces of land to the measurement of my steps. So Bali Maharaj thought, see, I am the king of the entire world. I can give even one island to you. After all, you are asking 3 paces of land. Therefore, you are not very intelligent. You are not prudent in you are not very intelligent. You can ask more. Anyone who approaches me, he should not go outside and ask anything. Should take that much wealth from me so that he'll remain satisfied. He need not go further anywhere and ask any charity from anywhere in the future. Please ask. Please take as much as land, as much as wealth you want from me. Should not go outside and ask. Then he said, this boy said, Vamanadeva said, my dear king, I am very happy to hear from you. However, if a Brahmana takes more than required, he will get entangled. If I were not satisfied with the 3 paces of land, I would not be satisfied even with the entire island. I would try to occupy more and more. I would not be satisfied. After all, I am a Brahmana. Why do you require more than what I need? I am satisfied with 3 paces of land to the measurement of my step. Okay, if that is your choice, please ask, please take. He was about to confirm his promise by giving water from his kamandalu. Immediately Shukracharya, having understood that this boy is not a Brahmana, but is none other than Vishnu, he told, my dear Bali, please do not confirm. This boy is not a Brahmana, is none other than Lord Vishnu, who appeared as the son of Aditya and Kashyapa. He wants to take all the wealth from you, all the properties, all the kingdom from you, and he will deliver it to Indra. Please do not confirm. This person is Sakshat Vishnu. You have promised 3 paces of land. In 2 steps, he will take away everything. Anyway, you will not be able to fulfill 3rd step. Anyway, you are not going to fulfill. Better withdraw your promise. Better withdraw your promise. He started giving some examples from the scriptures how one can withdraw his promise to protect his own self-interest. Although Bali Maharaja was advised by Shukracharya to withdraw his promise, nevertheless Bali Maharaja remained truthful. And he knows if one lies to a Brahmana, tells a lie to a Brahmana, he'll get entangled. That becomes sinful activity. Rather, he wanted to fulfill his word. He wanted to maintain his promise. He wanted to protect his words that he has given to this boy. Shukracharya became very angry because Bali Maharaj was very adamant to give the 3 paces of land. And he said, oh, Shukracharya, you are talking like a learned person. You are thinking that you are more learned than me. You are fool number 1. Therefore, I curse you because you disobeyed my order. Therefore, I curse you. You will become bereft of all the opulence very soon. Although Bali Maharaja was cursed by his spiritual master Shukracharya, nevertheless, he remained fixed in truthfulness and gave the water to confirm his promise to the boy. Oh, please take your 3 paces of land. He did not bother. But when he gave this word to Brahmana, Vamanadeva, all the denizens of heaven, other planets, were very much pleased and started glorifying Bali Maharaj. What a wonderful task that Bali Maharaj has taken. Although he knew this Brahmana is none other than Vishnu and is going to take away the entire kingdom from him and deliver to Indra. Nevertheless, is ready to give entire world in charity to this Brahmana, Lord Vishnu. They started showering flowers upon Bali Maharaja, glorifying Bali Maharaja. So at the time, Lord Vamana, he started assuming his universal form, started growing. There is no limit. Then in two steps, he covered all the planets and said to Bali, you told 3 spaces of land I can take. I covered everything in 2 steps. Now where should I keep the 3rd step? Bali Maharaj was ashamed that he was not able to fulfill his promise that he had given to Vamana Deva. He knew very well that one who fails to fulfill his word, he becomes insignificant in the eyes of society. And he was ready to accept the punishment from Lord Vamana Deva for not fulfilling his words. And my dear Lord, you award me any punishment for not fulfilling my word, but you can keep your 3rd step on my head. So he put his head down and requested Lord to put his feet on his head. So Lord was very pleased. Vamana Deva, he took away all the land from Bali Maharaj and delivered to Indra. Although Bali Maharaj lost everything, nevertheless, he is a gainer. How? Lord Vamana Deva said to Bali Maharaj, now you go to lowest planet. There, Lord, with the help of Vishwakarma, built a beautiful city which is far superior than Indra Deva. You go and live there. And he gave his Sudarshan Chakra, disc, to protect him always from his enemies. And also, he remained as a doorkeeper of Bali Maharaja in order to protect Bali Maharaja. So Lord appeared as Vamana Deva in order to bless Bali Maharaj. And third one, next 14th verse, 15th verse, 6th, Lord appeared as a Parashurama to kill all the Kshatriyas who were unqualified, unfit to rule the world. He killed all the Kshatriyas 21 times. Why? For what reason Parashurama killed the Kshatriyas 21 times? There was a powerful king named Kartavirya. He was the best of the kings. He pleased Dattatreya by his service and received 1,000 arms, 1,000 hands, and power, intelligence, knowledge, and all kinds of mistake perfection. There was no opposition for him. He was wandering on the earth without any opposition, very powerful. One day he was in the river Narmada, sporting with a beautiful woman, in the company of beautiful woman. And naturally he wanted to display his heroism in front of young woman. So what he did, he had 1,000 arms. So river was flowing like this. With his hand, he pushed the river in opposite direction. So the river started flowing in the opposite direction. At the time, Ravana put a camp on the bank of Narmada. When he pushed the river water, the water washed away all the camps of Ravana. Ravana became very angry. He wanted to insult Kartavirya. He came and started abusing Kartavirya in the presence of women. Kartavirya arrested Ravana like arresting a cat. And after that, he released. Go away. Don't wag your tail. I'll cut your tail. That was the power of Kartavirya, who even could subdue Ravana, very powerful demon. That was the power of Kartavirya. One day, he went to a forest along with his people. He was feeling thirsty and he saw there was one hermitage. He entered hermitage along with his people. That was the hermitage of Jamadagni, father of Parashurama. Jamadagni received guest king and along with his ministers, other people and all. He served them nice, wonderful feast to all the people. Because he had a cow called Kamadhenu. By having Kamadhenu, he could provide the best feast to all the people, guests. Kartavirya was very much surprised. And I am the king. Yet I feel this Jamadagni is more powerful than me, superior to me, more wealthier than me. Why? Because having Kamadhenu. Then he told his people, loot this Kamadhenu. I should possess this Kamadhenu. Then his people started dragging Kamadhenu along with the calf. Although the Kamadhenu did not want to go, but forcibly they took the Kamadhenu and along with the calf. They went to their city. Parashurama returned home. Father explained everything about the activities of Kartavirya. Parashurama became very angry after hearing the notorious activities of King Kartavirya. Then he mounted on the chariot and reached the capital city of Kartavirya called Mahishmati. When Kartavirya understood that Parashurama reached his city to attack him, he sent 17 Akshoni soldiers to check Parashurama. Parashurama single-handedly he defeated all the soldiers of Kartavirya. Kartavirya, no one was there. Then he himself entered into the battle. He had 1,000 arms. He took 500 bows and 500 arrows. And he released simultaneously 500 arrows, aiming at Parashurama. Parashurama, with one bow in his hand, released enough number of arrows, to break all the bows and arrows of Kartavirya. Kartavirya lost all the bows and arrows. Then, with his 1,000 arms, started uprooting mountains, big boulders, big trees, started hurling at Parashurama. Parashurama broke all things into pieces. Finally, cut off 1,000 arms of Kartavirya. Finally, cut his head. After killing Kartavirya, he took his Kamadhenu and his calf. When Kartavirya had sons, 1,000 or 10,000 sons of Kartavirya saw how his powerful father was killed by Parashurama in front of their own eyes. They all ran away in different directions to save their life. Parashurama returned home and explained to his father Jamadagni what happened, how he killed Kartavirya. After hearing this, he became very upset. Jamadagni, very disturbed, very sad. My dear son, you should not have killed Kartavirya for this small thing. After all, he has taken away one calf and cow. Why did you kill him? He did not go to kill him, actually. It was Kartavirya, instead of giving back the cow and calf, rather he fought with him. As a Kshatriya, you have to fight. He cannot run away. Therefore, he killed. Jamadagni said, my dear son, the king is the representative of all the demigods. But you have killed him. He's a representative of God. He's an embodiment of all the demigods. He's a representative of God. But you killed him. Killing a king is more sinful than killing a Brahmana. We are Brahmanas. We have become worshipable by the general public because of having the quality of forgiveness. It is by the quality of forgiveness even Lord Brahma achieved the great post. Lord is pleased with one who has got the quality of forgiveness. Instead of forgiving Kartavirya, but you killed him, you must atone for sinful activity. You must go to the places of pilgrimage for one complete year and become Krishna conscious. In this way, you can atone for killing Kartavirya. After hearing this, Parashurama started going to different places of pilgrimage. The sons of Kartavirya Arjuna could not tolerate. They were not peaceful. Always remembering how their father was killed by the superior power of Parashurama. They want to avenge their father's death. So Parashurama came back, and one day he and all his brothers went to forest. The sons of Kartavirya Arjuna came to the hermitage of Jamadagni when Parashurama and his brothers were absent. So at the time Jamadagni was sitting and he was performing meditation. All of them want to kill Jamadagni. Immediately Renuka, wife of Jamadagni, begged, please spare my husband, please do not kill my husband. These people are so mad. They could not accept her plea. Rather, they cut the head of Jamadagni and went to the capital city called Maheshmati. She started hitting her chest. Renuka started hitting her chest and crying, Rama, Rama, Rama. Parashurama could hear there's a danger, could hear about the voice of his mother. Immediately returned along with his brothers and saw dead body of his father. Then Renuka explained everything, what happened. Parashurama became very angry. Then told his brothers, you take care of this body till I return. Don't do anything. Then he mounted on the chariot and went to the city of Kartavirya Arjuna. Means their sons also were living in the city. There, he severed the heads of sons of Kartavirya Arjuna and made mountains of heads. Parashurama, on the plea of taking revenge against the Kshatriyas, he killed all the Kshatriyas on the surface of the world for 21 times. In the place called Samanta Panchaka, he created 9 lakes with the bloods of all the Kshatriyas that he killed them. After killing all the Kshatriyas, then he brought the head of his father, Jamadagni, and he placed his trunk portion of the body on the Kushagras, placed the head and chanted some mantras and brought back his father to life. After that, Parashurama left everything, went to Mahendra mountain and living as a Brahmana even today. This is the purpose of Lord Parashurama appeared to kill all the Kshatriyas on the surface of the world who are irreligious. The next is Vyasadeva. 18th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th incarnation, Lord appeared as a Vyasadeva, as a son of Satyavati and sage Parashara. Vyasadeva divided one Veda into 4 and further sub-branches. Then again he compiled Puranas. For whom? For Dajabandhus, less intelligent people like Dajabandhus, women, Vaishyas, Shudras. Out of compassion for them, he compiled this Puranas, because less intelligent people cannot understand Vedas. They want to hear the stories. Therefore, he compiled Puranas so that they can understand, they can get free from the cycle of birth and death. Still, he was not happy. Then he compiled Mahabharata, again for same. In spite of doing all the work, he was not satisfied. Then, at the time, Narada Muni appeared and told, you must write the glorious pastimes of the Lord that he performed in different incarnations. Only that will satisfy you, that will satisfy people. So after hearing this, he compiled this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. The next, Lord Ramachandra his 18th incarnation, Lord appeared as Lord Rama. Why did he appear? During that time, Ravana was a very powerful demon. He was troubling many people. So demigods prayed to Lord to come and destroy this demon. Lord came as Ramachandra and killed Ravana. If you see the activities of Lord Ramachandra, he performed wonderful activities. He performed a superhuman activity by building a bridge over the Indian Ocean to cross the river. Stones were floating in the water. That can be possible only by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's not ordinary scientist or anyone cannot make the stone float on the water. Only Lord can do that one. Lord taught in his incarnation, Lord Ramachandra, how one should become ideal son, ideal disciple, ideal householder, ideal a king. He performed all these activities very nicely. He set an example how one should be ideal in his activities. Lord Ramachandra was the ideal son of Dasharatha. How? Dasharatha gave boon to mother Kaikeyi in the past. When the time came for Lord Ramachandra to become the king of the Ayodhya, Kaikeyi was poisoned by her maidservant Mantara. Although Kaikeyi loved her son, means Rama, more than her own son Bharata, nevertheless, she had association with the bad people like Mantara. As a result, her intelligence is lost. And she asked the two boon from Dasharatha that Lord Rama should not become king of Ayodhya and my son Bharata should become king. And this first boon. Second boon, Rama should be exiled from the kingdom and should go to forest for 14 years. Why? When Lord Rama is there, citizens will not accept Bharata. When during the Lord Rama's absence, people can get attached to Bharata. They can forget about Lord Rama. Therefore, she asked Rama should be sent to exile for 14 years. Dasharatha could not digest this. And he was ready to make Bharata as a king of the Ayodhya. But he did not want to send his son to forest for 14 years because Rama is his beloved son. But Ramachandra did not want to, he wanted to fulfill the words of his father, Dasharatha, that he had given to Kaikeyi. Although Dasharatha did not want his son to go to forest, Lord Ramachandra voluntarily accepted the 14 years of exile and left everything and went to forest. His ideal son. Even father did not want him to do it. Particularly, he did not want him to go to exile because he wanted to keep the words of his father. Ideal son. He was ideal disciple. When Vishwamitra came to the court of Dasharatha, when Ramachandra was young before his marriage, he was around 16 or 18 years old. Vishwamitra came to Dasharatha and asked Rama to send with him to kill all the Rakshasas, because when Vishwamitra would perform sacrifice, many Rakshasas would come and pollute the sacrifice. Therefore, he wanted Rama to kill all the Rakshasas. Dasharatha said, "You want to kill Rakshasas? No, I'll come." Why Rama? He's a young boy. I don't want to send Ramachandra. No, I want only Rama. I don't want you. So Rama went with his guru, Vishwamitra, and sacrificed all his bodily comfort. And he fulfilled the expectation of his guru, Vishwamitra, ideal disciple. The next is ideal husband. Ramachandra accepted Mother Sita, Ekapatni Vrida, only one wife. And he was ready to protect Mother Sita, wife, at any cost, even by sacrificing all his comfort. Even he was ready to sacrifice his own life to protect his wife Sita. When Sita was kidnapped by Ravana, he was Kshatriya. Ramachandra was Kshatriya. He could have married many Sitas, but he did not do so. He accepted only wife and he wanted to give protection to his wife at any cost. He remained faithful to his wife. In this way, he taught this principle: accept only one wife and be ready to sacrifice all your comfort to protect her, to remain loyal to wife, faithful to wife. Because wife has left everything and come to husband place. It's a duty of husband to protect, care his wife. This is ideal husband. Then ideal king. When after Lord Ramachandra, before that, ideal householder. After a fight, Lord Ramachandra killed Ravana, brought Sita back. Rama became the king and he was performing sacrifice. After sacrifice, a king has to give charity to Brahmanas. So Lord Ramachandra gave entire kingdom, everything, whatever he had the possession, everything, elephant, properties, wealth, jewelry, earth, everything, whatever he had possession, everything he gave to Brahmanas, except his dhoti and Mother Sita's sari and nose ring. Everything Lord Ramachandra gave. This shows how householder should be ready to give charity to Brahmanas, ideal householder, because only householder can perform charity. Lord Ramachandra performed such a charity that no one can perform. Gave everything. This is the ideal householder. Then ideal king. One day, Lord Ramachandra, night, he went like, he disguised himself a normal person. He was walking on the road to see what people are talking about him. He could hear one man was blasting his wife by saying, "You are unchaste woman," because his wife went somewhere one night or two nights and she came back. Then he was scolding his wife, "I'm not going to allow you to stay with me because you went somewhere and you are coming. You are unchaste woman. I'm not an imperfect person like Rama, who accepted his wife Sita, although she was in other person's custody for more than a year. I'm not an imperfect person like him to admit you to stay with me." When Ramachandra heard this, think from this person, shocked, unexpected this kind of words. Therefore, Ramachandra was ready to abandon his wife Sita. Although he knew very well Sita was chaste woman, chaste wife, she is the purest. Nevertheless, he was ready to abandon his own wife. Why? To protect this kind of dangerous people. The citizens, if they commit offense against the king and against Sita, who is pure, they will go to hell. And Ramachandra wants to protect his citizens from committing offense. Therefore, although his wife is very, very dear to him, he was ready to abandon his wife just for the sake of protecting his citizens from committing offenses. This is a ideal king's behavior. Then ideal, and he took all the citizens, ideal protector. He took all the citizens to his own abode when he went to his abode. So Lord performed all these activities to teach us. This is the purpose for which Lord appeared. The next is Balaram. 19th and 20th incarnation, Lord Balaram and Krishna. When Mother Earth was overburdened by sinful people, Mother Earth went to the Lord Brahma and prayed to help, to relieve burden on the earth. Then Lord Brahma prayed to Lord to relieve the burden of the earth. Therefore, Lord appeared as Balaram and Krishna, who are the original personalities. All other are incarnation, but here Sutta Goswami says in this verse, they are Sakshat Supreme Personality of Godhead. Balarama is the first expansion of Lord Krishna. They appeared to reduce the unwanted burden on the earth. Of course, this is one of the important purpose for which Lord appeared, but there's one more purpose is there that Shukadeva Goswami explained in the 10th canto. Anugraya Bhaktana Manshum Deyam Asida Bachate Tadrisha Krida Yeshutva Tatparo Bhavet. Lord, when comes to this world in his human form, he performs wonderful pastimes to please his unalloyed devotees. To please his unalloyed devotees. And anyone who hears about the pastimes of the Lord, naturally they develop attachment for Lord. As a result of developing attachment for the Lord, they'll become purified and become eligible to go back home, back to Godhead. In other words, Lord Krishna comes to this world not to kill the demons. Not only for that purpose, the main purpose is to please his devotees by performing his transcendental pastimes, wonderful pastimes, and take the people to his abode, own abode. Anyone who's attached to the Lord, they become purified. Just we all dedicate our life. Dedicate means we like to hear about the glories of Lord. When we hear, naturally we'll be able to remember Lord. We'll chant, hear his glories. As a result, we become purified. Once we are purified, we'll go back home, back to Godhead. For this purpose, Lord appeared. The next incarnation, Lord appeared as Buddha. That Sutta Goswami is going to say that Lord will appear, means after. This is Sutta Goswami explaining 5,000 years ago. Buddha appeared 2,500 years ago. Sutta Goswami is explaining Lord will appear as Buddha, as the son of Anjana in Bihar, Gaya, the place called Gaya. Why Lord appear? What is the purpose for which Lord appear as a Buddha? So after 2,500 years of Kali Yuga, the people got addicted to enjoy sense gratification. In the name of Vedas, they would kill animals unnecessarily. So Lord appeared as Buddha to teach non-violence. And when people came, no, it is said in the Shastras that we can kill animal. We can kill animal. I don't believe in the Shastras. He rejected the Shastras, but he preached non-violence. Those who are less intelligent, those who did not believe in God, accepted Lord Buddha and followed his instructions. In other words, to show mercy upon those who are faithless, those who are not faithful in Lord, become faithful to Buddha. Who is Buddha? Is Lord himself. So Lord wants to bestow his mercy upon those who are not faithful in Lord. For that purpose, Lord appeared as Buddha. Then, as 22nd incarnation, Lord will appear as Kalki, a son of Vishnu Yasa, in the place called Shambalpura, that is in Himalaya, during the conjunction of two yugas, namely the end of Kali Yuga and the beginning of Satya Yuga. What he will do? At the time he will not preach non-violence or preach Bhagavad Gita. What he will do is simply cut the head of all the sinful people, because at the end of Kali Yuga, all the people become rooks and thieves. Therefore, Lord will not preach, because the philosophy will not work. Ahimsa will not work. Bhagavad Gita will not work. Only kill them and purify them. After killing all the people, Satyuga will begin. So, Sutta Goswami explained all the 22 incarnations and many more incarnations, many incarnations. The incarnation of the Lord is unlimited. Sutta Goswami only explained about the prominent incarnation. And all the incarnations of the Lord are plenary portion or portion of the plenary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ete chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indriyari Vyakulum Logum Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. Whatever explained, all the incarnations are plenary portion or portion of the plenary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whenever the demons create havoc, at the time, Lord appear to kill the demons and protect the devotees. Those who are less intelligent people, they cannot understand the glories of the Lord, glories of transcendental forms of the Lord, names. They cannot understand. On the other hand, the devotees who render service unto the Lord constantly, they can understand the transcendental forms, names, and glories of the Lord. Sutta Goswami explaining everything to the sages from Naimisharanya. Why? Because they asked the 6th question in the first chapter. The 4th and 5th question is, please explain about the Purusha avatar of the Lord and the Leela avatar of the Lord. And we are very, very eager to hear the pastimes of the Lord that he performed in his different incarnations. Therefore, Sutta Goswami is explaining about Purusha Avatara in the beginning. Next, he explained about the Leela Avatara, this 22 incarnation of the Lord. Then he is addressing to the sages of Naimisharanya. You asked such a wonderful questions, inquiry. He appreciated the inquiries of the sages of Naimisharanya. Only such kind of inquiry, one can become perfect, one can become successful, one can develop, one can awaken one's dormant love for Krishna. How? Simply by hearing about the glories of the Lord, one can awaken one's dormant love for Krishna. Thus, one becomes eligible to go back home, back to Godhead. This all the pastimes of the Lord are described by Vyasadeva in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam consists of all the transcendental pastimes of the Lord performed by different incarnations. After compiling this Bhagavata Purana, Vyasadeva delivered this knowledge to his son Shukadeva Goswami. In turn, Shukadeva Goswami delivered the same Bhagavata Purana to Maharaja Parikshit, who was sitting on the bank of Ganges surrounded by many sages. Now, Sutta Goswami is going to answer to the 6th question put forward by the sages of Naimisharanya. What was the question? Since the Lord, Supreme Lord Krishna, departed for his own abode, Krishna left this abode, went to his own abode. To whom did the religious principles have now gone for shelter? This was the 6th question. This was the 6th question put forward by the sages of Naimisharanya. For this question, Sutta Goswami is answering now. Krishne swadhamo upagate dharma jnanadibhi saha kalaunashta dusham eka puranarko adunotita. He says, since Lord Krishna has departed to his own abode. Krishna has departed, since Lord Krishna has departed, means left for his own abode, those who lost their vision in this age of Kali Yuga due to ignorance, those who lost their vision due to the dense darkness in this age of Kali can get light from this Purana. This Bhagavad Purana is just arisen. This Bhagavad Purana is as brilliant as the sun. It has just arisen after Krishna's departures to his abode. Just has come when the Krishna left for his abode. Anyone who lost his vision can get light from this Purana. When my Guru Maharaj, Shukadeva Goswami, explained this Bhagavata Purana to King Parikshit, I heard him with rapt attention, and by his mercy, I've learned this Bhagavad Purana and I have experienced this Bhagavad Purana, this knowledge. I've experienced this knowledge. Now I am going to repeat the same thing. I'm going to repeat to all of you as I have learned from Shukadeva Goswami. One can certainly feel the presence of Lord Krishna in every pages of Bhagavatam if one hears from the person who's like Shukadeva Goswami. One cannot learn Bhagavatam from the professional reciters whose aim is to earn money by speaking Bhagavad Purana. One cannot learn Bhagavatam from such kind of people. One cannot learn Bhagavad Purana from the person one who's not pure in mind, in words and actions. One can learn Bhagavad Purana from one who is pure in mind, words and actions. In other words, one should learn the Bhagavad Purana from the person like a Shukadeva Goswami or representative of Shukadeva Goswami. This is the end of third chapter. We'll continue fourth chapter next time onwards. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Hare Krishna. Thank you.